Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video. We have now made our way to the Ultra League portion of the season, and this video has got it all. It's got wins, it's got a 10-0 streak, it's got newly buffed Mons, it's got shinies, it's got a shadow, it's got an ABB freaking strat of Clefable double normal, and boy oh boy do we absolutely pop off for some beginning Ultra League battles, and this might just be the team. Now bear with me. I missed a couple days of battle, so I'm still in some early ranks, and we run into some interesting opponents. But I have full faith as the battles play out that this team is legit, and it will find you success in some Ultra League Go Battle League battles. Shout out to the homie Snots that I shoutcasted his battles in the last video. He suggested this team. And now, without further ado, if you're excited for a goddamn team comp and a goddamn video that's got it all for you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's start shoutcasting these battles. As you'll notice, I'm throwing a Trailblaze here on my Ursa Ring, and on screen it says I've got close combat. I tried Trailblaze for a hot minute because I really wanted to make this juicy with all the buffed moves, but Trailblaze kind of just proved pointless as time went on, unfortunately, and close combat boded better for us overall. Now, the newly buffed Mons, we got Clefable, Fairy Wind. This thing's a menace in updated Ultra League rankings. It's got Swift that's recently been buffed. Swift on Ursaring also has been buffed. And now we're using Licky in Ultra League. It's becoming the Great League Lickitung. Obviously, you know it's little baby brethren in the Great League. Now it's on that big bro status in Open Ultra with newly buffed rollout, and Body Slam is legacy, so keep that in mind. You don't already have a Licky with Body Slam on it from like a raid event from back yonder before the Stone Edge even existed, before we even had fire. That's when this raid event happened. I don't know any other times you could have put Body Slam on Licky, to be completely honest with you. So get yourself an Elite Charge TM and get it going. In this battle, we've got ourselves a beautiful matchup. We've got Clefable absolutely curb stomping this Virizion. We got to be super careful because we're ABB normal, which means that Virizion that just swapped out, we need to account for and definitely not stay in this matchup. Problem was, I looked at my back line when they swapped their Feraligatr and thought to myself, I don't really got the hardest Feraligatr answer. So they decided to let that Moonblast go through. We're going to go into Ursaring, and Shadow Claw to Swift is one of the fastest turnovers in terms of just generating energy and getting charge moves off possible. Like I mentioned before, we are going to run into some very unique Pokemon options for some Ultra League battles. Our opponent should have just came with their Virizion and farmed us down. Maybe they're worried Ursaring has Play Rough. That third move on Ursaring can be a load of things. Close Combat, Trailblaze, Play Rough, Hyper Beam, you name it, Ursaring's probably got access to it. But our opponent makes a mistake, obviously, by bringing Yveltal in there. Instead of just getting some farm and taking a little bit of damage, we then bring our Licky into the Yveltal, and we want to make sure our Clefable Fairy type over here stays lined up with their fighter in the back. Plus, Clefable's just about a core break because Yveltal's a goddamn dark type. I don't know what league we're in, considering they brought in Yveltal here, and I don't know if it was a previous match or this next match, but we're gonna see a Darkrai too. So it's like somebody was like, yo, Time Machine 3 years ago, wrong league. These are the battles. Oh, there's the Darkrai. On to the next match. Beautiful lead. Do gotta be careful here because this is my main answer for the Darkrai, and they could still have a fighter in the back to take care of my back line. So we're gonna preserve our Clefable. We get an attack debuff. That's always fun. Darkrai, not recently, but like you see it, the Sludge Bomb. It's like I can't say the words because I don't know how to explain it. But Darkrai had like a move update forever ago in raids, and it got access to Sludge Bomb, which gives it some coverage against its fairy weakness. Now, as you saw how much damage it did, we're not worried about getting one shot by it. And now that we've landed a Moonblast, we landed a Moonblast, nothing survived. Whatever it was in Swift range, and we were cooking. The Lugia comes in. Like I said, I'm playing a lot of people that just were like 3 years ago Master League teams. Let's bring them in the Ultra League and see if we're going to find some success. Very unique options here. They get more legitimate as the battles go on, I promise. Can't control my opponent, just gotta beat the ones in front of me. Plus, towards the end of the Great League, I was kind of running some BS for content, and I never got around to putting it out because I wasn't feeling well. I'm like 99% better now. Regardless, you don't care about that. You care about the video, that hey, another upload is out. and this battle. So Licky, oh look, they have a fighter back there. This is a bit of a problem. I also learned later in the zero shields, technically speaking, throwing Shadow Balls is better DPE. So I probably should have just gotten that off. I end up going double body slam ASAP Rocky, because who knows if they're going to try and throw or go for the farm down. I also think that's counter, so I'm taking more damage, but it is taking them longer to generate energy. I need to get rid of this Machamp ASAP, like I already said. So I'm chucking the Swift. Don't care if they're almost another cross chop or not. I don't want to go for the Shadow Claw down. Their Lugia in the back is basically dead, has no energy, and bang, we win that. 2 normal types can beat a fighting type, confirmed. Next match, fantastic lead, not as fantastic swap, and I think this is what convinced me mainly to throw close combat onto my Ursaring, because I didn't want to face this situation again and not have anything to hit specifically at Cobalion. The only thing that's hitting Cobalion on my back line is Shadow Ball from Licky, and that's not going to be enough, but I'm throwing like double resisted rollouts at it, and it's taking a minute to get to the goddamn Shadow Balls. So we're committing hard to our Clefable. We're throwing these neutral Moon Blasts. We're hoping they just won't shield. They're deciding to shield. Then they decide to pivot. We match them. They've got a Psychic Poison type goddamn Galarian Slowbro over here. We're hitting them with a super effective Shadow Claw damage, spamming up these Swifts. Gonna eat a heavy nuke charge move to the face because we needed to preserve Clefable at all costs. Unfortunately, very fortunately, Psych, opposite day, take that one back. Surf does not KO. They cannot jab down, and we're able to get rid of the Slowbro and keep the alignment we are in dire need of. So I'm gonna chuck a Moonblast at this Cobalion, hope that it KOs. It does not. I'm gonna end up eating a Stone Edge, and then I either need to get off a Swift as fast as possible or try and catch their charge move. I end up going for the catch. I could have thrown the Swift, would have been a little bit safer, but considering how low the Cobalion's health is, I decided that, you know what, let's preserve the energy so that a Guzzlord doesn't outpace my almost dead Clefable, and then we run into a bit of a problem. So we're playing this matchup out. It's a weird one. We're doing neutral damage, just not a lot. They're doing neutral damage a bit more. We're both 3-turn moves, so, you know, we're going at the same pace here. They're going to end up chucking a Dragon Claw. That does not take me out. My throat's getting dry, not sick. I can't catch a break. We're at the Swift. We chucked that right away. Licky did its job. Got the Guzzlord as low as possible for me to not even need a Moonblast to take it out. We get to another Swift here. Probably could have Fairy Winded down. Doesn't matter. Put it in the books. That's another dub. Shout out to Gary Cohen, the GOAT, SNY. Big Mets fan over here. Anyhow, none of you know what I'm talking about. We're a bunch of nerds. On to the next one. Safe swapping the Licky into the Fire Ghost. They then match my Licky safe swap with a Clefable. Our hopes is to throw on proper timing, and then who knows, maybe we can eat moves well enough to potentially flip this circumstance. They land the Moonblast, Licky tanking literally everything possible, getting off another Body Slam here. Unfortunately, gonna need 2 rollouts. We just fall short of that, you know, that next one, which is unfortunate because I don't want to throw 2 rollouts. That's not proper timing. And now we're gonna throw on that proper timing, basically be at 2 Body Slams, get their first shield after they got ours, throw it a little bit better, get a little bit more efficient timing there with another rollout, chuck another Body Slam, get their last shield. We like this. This is great. We won't get alignment, but that's okay. We're gonna come in with the Ursaring and go for the Shadow Claw farm down in hopes they don't get another move off, and they do not. They then come in with the Skeledirge, because boy oh boy are they worried about a loaded Shadow Ursaring while they have no shields. They should be. Problem is, Ursaring can only hit this thing for super effective damage, so I'm stuck chucking freaking double resisted Swifts, because obviously I don't want to throw a double resisted close combat and then debuff myself. They're going to get off our move here. We're going to keep on throwing 2 Shadow Claws into their 1 Incinerate, get off another Swift, hope either this takes out or I get some farm, and we kind of get the farm. They pivot into Feraligatr. Feraligatr running amok in Ultra League, similar to Clefable, but you know what's really cool about Ursaring and Licky? They're both normal types. So when Feraligatr comes in, you're not worried about taking that fast move damage. We got that close combat out. Basically one-shots Feraligatr. Hum in with our Clefable here, farm it on down. They end up CMPing us, unfortunately, but we survive the Shadow Ball. Gonna get off another Swift. We're spamming them between the Fairy Winds generating the energy and the Shadow Claw generating the energy. Nothing but a spam team here with some fantastic coverage, ABB wise. And like I said, this is a 10-0 streak. We are pounding win after win after win. You're not seeing a loss in this entire video. I then went on to play another set where I went 4-1, but it should have been a 5-0. This game is broken as hell right now, and I lost that match because of that. And the worst part was, not only was it winnable, I almost won it with my game being broken. So let that speak volumes for the team. Hopefully my ops aren't that bad. And I'm not gonna 15-0 to like 2,000 elo. Surely it's like 2,200, something a little more respectable. Like either way, we've got our Licky Licky on a Sand Slash here. This is a great matchup. Shadow Claws do no damage. We end up flipping after landing the Shadow Ball. They come back in with their Dragonite. Or did they... I forgot how this match goes. Whatever. Dragonite's in. We get the Shadow Ball to land on it, which is crazy. They Dragon Breath farm us down, and then their last monster drift them. Yes, that's what happened. They swapped the Sand Slash, and I think I went into Licky Licky. That's the only thing that makes sense. Neither here nor there. We got our Ursaring on the Driploom. Similar to the Skeletor situation, everything we throw at this thing is going to be hella resisted. These circumstances would have been cool for Trailblaze, but they also would have hit for resisted damage. The one benefit, though, would have been boosting the Shadow Claws, and that's super effective goodiness. Regardless, we're still farming up a bunch of energy. These Astonishes are not adding up. We're going for the Shadow Claw farm down. We are absolutely loaded. They see that, top left, GG's, on to the next one, put that one in the books, and let's go win another match. We don't want to stay in Clefable for Alligator. It's an awkward matchup as it is, plus we're ABB. So, you know, save swap the Licky Licky, lure out the potential fighter. Hasn't been a lot of those, but if you do, you'll lose the matchup, and then farm up with Clefable, and then maybe have a better situation against the Gator. They then match our Licky Licky with an Ursaring, which is interesting. You have to be weary of close combat. I said screw it. They said I don't have close combat, so that works even better for me because these Shadow Claws, no matter how boosted they are doing jack squat. We spam off enough body slams and we somehow flip switch, which is not really that important to us, but keeping alignment's great. We're gonna get off the Shadow Ball. They eat it, which is even cooler because they don't know what our last mon is. We keep the alignment we want. We're not worried about a Shady Bee. We're another normal type, but they throw right away. So we eat that double resistant damage. It does nothing. They then pivot into their Gator. I probably should have went to Clefable right away, but I got greedy. I want to pop off with the big bad bear. My throat's getting really dry, I swear to God. And we're going to commit a shield just because of the alignment. Now, the problem is with faster timers, this could like be seen as a bit of a mistake and a misplay. I should have just went to Clefable ASAP Rocky, and I decided to be greedy, play around with my food. It's okay. It's going to work out. Build up the Moonblast, chuck a Swift, get a shield. I don't even know if we necessarily need a full Moonblast to take out. Probably could throw a Swift and then farm down, but better safe than sorry. We CMP. They can't swap out like I was worried about, and we're still sitting pretty here. Land the Moonblast takes out our timers up. They're going to throw a move. We got a good chunk of some Shadow Claw damage in. Will we survive the move? Just barely, and it takes forever for that Incinerate to take out our 1 HP. We win that one. On to the next one. Bad lead. Save swap Licky Licky. Potentially lure out fighter. Opponent stays in. We'll take that too. Licky Licky doesn't really need shields, especially when you're running around with a goddamn Shadow Ursaring. This thing is absorbing damage. You ever see like early Dragon Ball Z Majin Buu type beat where you're punching into it and he's just like, every punch is going in and nothing is happening? Yeah, that's Licky Licky, except yellow when it's shiny and literally Majin Buu when it's not shiny. Either way, we do have to cough up a shield here. We're going to get that shield back, but then our opponent decides to catch. Well played by them, because this is only a body slam, but Licky Licky is running Shady Bee in Ultra League for this exact reason. We're going to chuck this since we got some energy, and then I go into Ursaring because they decide not to shield, and the health range they're at, the Shadow Claws will add up, the Swifts will add up if need be. Problem is, they baited me while up a shield, which was a crazy play to throw that Trailblaze instead of going, Grass Knot, instead of going for a Moonblast. So we have to make them pay by CMPing them, chucking the move. They come in with Gyarados. They have 2 shields. We're not in a great spot here. Gyarados doing a lot of damage, gets moves pretty quick, and is outpacing us this last Swift, which could be huge. Aqua Tail is going to take us out. We do still have our Clefable. Our opponent pivots into their Venusaur. We try to get that Body Slam off, lose a CMP. The writing is looking bad on the wall for us right now. We need to overfarm and hopefully survive this Sludge Bomb well enough. Obviously, we survive it. I can't farm all the way down, unfortunately. But again, cool thing about Clefable having Swift is I can overfarm, and if they decide to shield, I can just chuck another Swift really quick. We're going for the Hail Mary. Clefable chucking up the Swift, hoping the bait will work. Fantastic bait move, because then we get to the Moonblast that fast. This will one-shot, bang, the Gyarados' remaining health, and we pull that match off last minute for a Hail Mary dub. And now we're on to the next one. We got not a bad lead, but not a matchup I want to play out because Clefable's not hard winning, and we got to potentially lure out a fighter. So save swap the Licky Licky. They stay in with their Ampharos. I'm calling their bluff. They absolutely do not have Focus Blast. Not a single Ampharos is running Focus Blast anymore because Brutal Swing is fantastic coverage and Trailblaze lets you boost your attack, and everybody and their mother is addicted to some form of boosting or debuffing move. Or, yeah, you know what I mean. Either way, we do have to cough up a shield there, but we've got a lot of energy. We're going to chuck a Body Slam. This will either get a shield or take out the Ampharos' remaining health. Gets their last shield. CMP. We hope Brutal Swing doesn't do enough damage because it's non-stab, so we can survive. Licky Licky, like I said, boom, 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 absorbing all that damage like it's nothing. Gets off the Body Slam, takes out the Ampharos. We get alignment. They go for the farm down. We get off another Body Slam before they can even do that. It kind of hits the Feraligatr. Again, its Body Slam's been nerfed, unfortunately. But you know what we can do? We can come in with our Clefable here, since our opponent has shown there's no fighter back there. Clefable can eat the damage from Feraligatr a lot better, and we can overfarm here. I eat one Hydro Cannon, I shield the next one. I'm going to overfarm. I'm going to go for the Blast. This is going to take out the Gator's health. Whatever their last mon is, either Clefable will outpace or Ursaring will be able to beat it, and that's exactly what happens here. No move. There's no move that Abomasnow has that I can get to fast enough before I get to a close combat to one-shot my Ursaring. So we going for the bat and bang on the Abomasnow. Entire health completely depleted. On to the next match. Beautiful lead. They swap into Gator. We swap into Ursaring because, you know, that whole normal type situation. Could have went Licky Licky too. Same idea. Eating all the Shadow Claws. Can eat the Hydro Cannons. All right. Because, you know, we literally take no damage from Shadow Claws. So, you know, it's not a big deal if a Hydro Cannon takes out 80% of our health, when Shadow Claws are lucky if they're doing 1% of our health. We do go for the Swift Bait. Our opponent does call it. We unfortunately cannot go for the Shadow Claw farm down, so we're down to shields. We get off another Swift before their cannon. They then come in with the Skeledirge, and I bozo that a bit. My charge move wasn't going to hit that hard, though. So did I really need to get it off? Unlikely. This is still good alignment for us because, you know, the Skeledirge is not lined up with the Clefable, and a lot of Skeledirges have not been shielding Shadow Ball. This one does. That's also because, you know, probably in the early running battles, we're not going to talk about those. And we keep the necessary alignment to absolutely cook their Dragonite. There's no way they're running Hurricane. There's no way they're running anything that hits me. They're running Dragon Claw. They're running Superpower. We're going to throw a Swift so we can maximize our farm to perfection. And that's exactly what happens here. Swift doesn't take out, puts them in the red. They try to do a Superpower so they die faster. I end up with 100 energy regardless. They then throw their move, even though I'm trying to go for that perfect timing. I'm going to let all this energy go to waste if they take me out. They don't take me out. Keeping that shield is crucial so I could double nuke Shadow Ball, since the Dirge wasted some of its energy. They will get off another move here, and that is fine by me because they won't get another one off. And we will outpace them to the Shadow Ball, and that will wrap this up, put it in the books. That is a 10-0. I'm gonna start saying that more often. I don't know why I didn't think of that phrase until now. Shout out Gary Cohen, the New York Mets. GOAT caster in my eyes. If I could ever mirror anything of his, especially in this Pokemon Go realm, I would absolutely love to. But on that note, let me know your thoughts on the team. Let me know your thoughts on the battle. You know the usual spiel. Thank you so much for watching. As always, highly recommend the team. Go win yourself some Ultra League battles. I'll see you in the next video. Preach!